Hey friends, my name is Sarah and joining me today is my little bird Benti. Today's class is going to be a little detox flow. We're going to work on releasing and reviving through the body with twists. Twists are a great way to activate the digestion system and also to move stagnant energy that you have going on throughout your body. If you find that you like to use props, you can grab a block. It's not necessary, but if you like the support, then I recommend grabbing it. And if you like this video, please be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel because it's a simple way that you can support free online yoga content. I'll also leave my Instagram and my Facebook page if you would like to reach me in these places on the internet. But anyways, when you're ready, grab your mat, grab your props, and we'll get started on the mat. So we're going to just start today's class in a child's pose. So bring your big toes together, take your knees out wide and just begin to walk your arms forward. Allow your heart to drop down into the mat and bring your forehead down. As you arrive here in your child's pose, just allow your head and your heart to feel heavy as you connect to the earth. And we're just going to take 3 deep and mindful breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Really settling your weight down into the earth. And then from here, nice and slow, we're going to begin to walk our hands over to the right. So keep your lower body as it is. Stretch your hands as far away as you can and start to feel the stretch through the left side of your body. Just expanding out through the ribs. And once again, you can feel the weight in the crown of your head as you keep it connected to the earth. And then slowly walk your hands over to the other side. Once again, feeling the expansion through the right side body. The left side cinching. Breathing into the right rib. Just noticing if there's any tension throughout the jaw or the face. And just recognizing that in this moment you can let go of any tension that you might be holding on to. Then when you're ready, slowly bring your hands back through center. Then you're just going to walk your hands underneath your shoulders and bring your knees in, and we're going to come into our tabletop position to set ourselves up for our cat and cow. So when you're ready, you can have your toes tucked or untucked. The choice is up to you. Begin to inhale as you round through your spine, draw your chin towards your chest, and push your hands into the earth. Then as you exhale, tilt your sit bones, sink your belly, and shine your heart forward. Inhale, round through the spine. Draw your chin towards your chest. Exhale, sink the belly, sink the heart, tilt the sit bones back. Just take a couple more rounds at your own pace with your own breath. Just as we begin to warm up the spine, finding a bit of fluidity and grace, and just really tuning into whatever it is that the body might need in this moment. Just with full presence, awareness, and breath. Then from here, when you're ready, just take your hands slightly forward, tuck your toes. So again, inhale, begin to lift your knees, lead with your hips, and we'll come into our first downward facing dog. When you arrive in your down dog, just pedal through your feet. Maybe take your hips from side to side. Just feeling out this pose. If this is the first one of the day, you might feel a little tight. So once again, just exploring the movement. Just checking in with the body, making sure that the hands are spread nice and wide, grounding down through the knuckles. Keep a little micro bend in the knees, drawing the chest towards the toes and reaching the hips up towards the ceiling.
You want to keep your elbows wrapping in to feel the expansion through the shoulder blades. And then you'll find a little bit of stillness, and we'll just take a couple of mindful breaths here. So nice and long in through the nose, and open your mouth and sigh to release. 2 more cleansing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feel the settling through the hands and the feet, and then slowly take your eye gaze towards your hands, and then you can just step, or if you're ready for it, hop towards the top of the mat. From here, let's come into our flat back. So take an inhale, lengthen through your spine, reach your neck nice and long, come onto your fingertips, draw your tailbone back, and then as you exhale, fold over your thighs. Coming into a forward fold here. Once again, just because we still haven't completely warmed up, you might need to bend through the knees, whether it's nice and generously or just a micro bend. Whatever it is, just allow that bend to happen as you continue to draw your hips up towards the ceiling. Dropping the crown of the head, letting the head feel heavy, maybe rocking from side to side. Then from here, bend into your knees nice and generously. Take an inhale and begin to sweep your arms up. Take your eye gaze up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands to touch, and then as you exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Just take a moment here to feel the grounding through the soles of your feet. Reaching up through the crown of your head. And just noticing where you are in this moment. Seeing if you can really bring your attention inward to your breath and to the sensations of your body. And then when you're ready, we'll begin to flow. So take an inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, keep your hips tracking forward, but begin to open your right arm towards the back of your mat with your left arm facing forward, taking a standing twist, and maybe see if you can take your right eye gaze or your right eye towards your right thumb, making sure that both of your hips track forward towards the top of the mat. Then inhale, sweep your arms back through center, straighten up. And then as you exhale, twist to the other side. Once again, left arm extends towards the back of your mat, eye gaze follows, and make sure that you keep pulling your left hip towards the top of the mat. Find a nice, steady, even breath. And then nice and slow, take an inhale, sweep your arms back through center. And then as you exhale, hinge at your hips as you begin to fold. Come all the way down, bring your fingertips down, crown of the head comes down. Inhale, lengthen through your spine as you come into your flat back. Take your eye gaze forward. And then as you exhale, plant your hands and then step your right foot towards the back of the mat. Drop your back knee down and untuck your back toes. Take an inhale, sweep your arms up, and we come into our first low lunge. Keep drawing up through the heart and the crown of the head as you take your eye gaze up. Feel the grounding through the feet and just connect here for a few deep breaths. Then nice and slow, you're going to bring your right hand to the outer edge of your left knee. You're going to begin to revolve as you take your left arm once again to the back of your mat. Keep drawing up through the crown of your head and take your eye gaze towards your left thumb. Nice, steady, even breaths in and out through the nose. And if you want to take it a little further, you can bring the back of your left hand onto your right hip. Keep drawing your left shoulder blade back as you take your eye gaze towards the back of your mat. Then when you're ready, nice and slow, take an inhale, begin to draw your arms back through center. Eye gaze goes up. And then as you exhale, bring your fingertips down onto the mat, tuck your back toes, shift your hips back as you begin to straighten your front leg. If you need to, you walk your front heel out and make sure that your toes are flexed. Keep a little micro bend in the left knee and we find our half splits. So if you want, you can stay here. If you want to take it a little further, if you have a block, you can use it. If not, you can also bring your hand onto the ground. Plant your right hand next to your leg. Take an inhale, begin to rotate and extend your left arm up. Engage through the fingers as you find a little twist. Keep drawing your navel in towards your spine. Make sure that your left heel is rooted and the left toes are engaged. And then nice and slow, left hand comes down. Move your block aside if you've got one. Lean forward as you plant the front foot, and then take a step forward to the top of the mat into a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Eye gaze goes up. Exhale, bring your hands through center. So we move through that once more on the other side. Inhale, draw your arms up. Eye gaze goes up. Exhale, begin to twist first to the left side. Left hand goes back, right hand goes forward, making sure that the hips keep tracking forward. Inhale, draw your arms through center. Exhale, twist to the right side. Eye gaze goes towards the right thumb. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, hinge as you fold forward. Fingertips come down, dropping the weight of your head. Inhale into your flat back. Eye gaze goes forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot towards the back of your mat. Drop your back knee and untuck your back toes. Inhale, reach up into your low lunge. Keep drawing up through the crown of your head, puffing your heart up towards the ceiling. We find a few breaths here, making sure that there's no compression in the lower back. Nice, steady, even breath. Then on your next breath, bring your left hand onto the outer part of your right knee and take your right arm towards the back of the mat. See if you can take your eye gaze towards your right thumb. Keep drawing up through the crown of your head. Then maybe bring the back of the hand onto the outer edge of the left hip. Keep drawing your right shoulder back. So opening and broadening through the chest. Then nice and slow, inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down, tuck your back toes, shift your hips back, and we find our half splits. If you need to, you walk your front heel a little further so you get this nice line from your hip to your heel. Keep a micro bend in the knee. Ground down through the heel and flex your toes towards your face. Take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. Stay here. If you want to take it further, you plant the left hand either on the floor or onto your block and begin to rotate your right arm up towards the ceiling. Make sure that you continue to ground down through your heel, your fingers, and your back toes. Then nice and slow, right hand comes down. Shift the weight forward as you plant your front foot, and we'll step back into our forward fold. Drop the crown of your head. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Eye gaze goes up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Just take a moment here. Once again, just tuning into the body and noticing as the energy begins to move. Then from here, take an inhale, sweep your arms up. And then as you exhale, you're going to sink your hips down as you bend into your knees, and we're going to find our chair pose. So if you want, you can bring your big toes to touch, squeezing the knees in towards each other, sink the hips down nice and low, pull your shoulder blades down and back, draw your navel in towards your spine, reach up through your fingertips, and find your breath. Sink down a little lower, and then begin to sweep both of your arms over towards the right side. Inhale, come back through center. Sweep them over to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, bring your hands together in a prayer position in front of your heart. Keep squatting down, engaging through the navel, and then slowly begin to bring the outer edge of your left elbow onto the right knee. Push into your hands and begin to rotate your heart towards your thumbs. Keep drawing your navel in and find that steady, even breath. Then nice and slow, shift the weight into your right foot as you come onto the ball of your left foot. Then to the best of your ability, with control, begin to step your left foot towards the back of your mat. Take a nice wide stance and find your revolved high lunge. Keep drawing your heart towards your thumbs, pushing your hands in towards each other. Nice, steady, even breath. And then slowly begin to rise. Extend your arms out, finding this revolved lunge with your arms extended, and then take your eye gaze towards your right thumb. Then nice and slow, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Then draw your right leg towards the ceiling as you come into your three-legged downward dog. Take a nice long inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Then from here, as you inhale, rise into the ball of the left foot. Begin to draw your right knee towards your left tricep. Squeeze everything in and touch if you can. And then begin to extend the leg out. Exhale, draw the right knee towards the left tricep. Inhale, extend the leg out. Last one, exhale. Inhale, extend all the way up. Then slowly begin to draw the right knee in towards the chest. Plant the right foot at the top of the mat. Come onto the fingertips. Draw your heart towards the top of your mat into this runner's lunge. Then nice and slow, push into your right foot as you begin to float your left knee and both of your arms up towards the ceiling. So we come into this stalk pose. Find grounding through the right leg. Just connect once again to a nice, steady, even breath. Then when you're ready, bring your right hand onto the outer part of your left knee. Once again, we take the left arm towards the back of the mat. Maybe fall. That's okay. It's part of the journey. That's how we learn. The process is about how we respond to what is occurring. So wherever you're at, keep connecting to your breath. Then slowly come back through center. Draw your arms up. Lower your left leg nice and slow and bring your hands through center. Close your eyes. Take a nice long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, sink down into your chair. Keep your arms lifted. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Keep your tailbone tucked. Draw your shoulders down and back. Nice, steady, even breath. Then when you're ready, sweep your arms over to the left. Keep sinking the hips down. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, bring your hands in a prayer position in front of your heart. Then take your twist over to the left side. Hook the right elbow onto the left knee. Keep squeezing the hands in towards each other. Rotate your heart towards your thumbs. Keep sinking the hips down. Then slowly come onto the ball of the right foot. Shift the weight into the left side and slowly step your right foot towards the back of the mat. So we find a revolved high lunge. Keep pushing your hands into your heart, finding that twist. Connect to a nice, steady, even breath. Breathe into any intensity and just remain as present as you can. Then nice and slow, rise as you extend your arms forward. One arm forward, one arm back. Eye gaze goes towards the left thumb. Little micro bend in the right knee. And then nice and slow, bring your hands to frame your front foot and then push back into a three-legged downward dog. Extend the left toes up towards the ceiling. Take a nice long inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Then as you inhale, rise into the ball of the right foot. Draw your left knee over towards the right tricep. Inhale to extend the leg out. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale, extend out. Left knee to right tricep. Inhale for your three-legged dog. And then on your next breath, draw your knee in towards your chest. Step your foot at the top of the mat. Find your runner's lunge, so come onto fingertips, draw your heart forward. And then nice and slow, push into your left foot as you draw your right knee up towards the ceiling. Extend your arms up. Find your breath here, nice and steady. Slowly take your right arm towards the back of the room. Left hand comes on the outer edge of the left knee. Maybe take your eye gaze towards your right thumb. And then nice and slow, hands come back up towards the ceiling, and then slowly lower your right foot, hands in front of the heart. Take a nice long inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh to release. Then from here, take an inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, hinge at your hips as you fold forward. Fingertips come down, crown of your head comes down. Take your feet out nice and wide. Toes point out, heels point in. And then we're going to begin to come down into our yogi squat, malasana. So I want you to sink your hips down, bring your elbows inside of your knees, hands into a prayer position. Keep reaching up through the crown of your head. Connect to your energy here, just notice where you're at. The simple practice of just feeling the feels, whatever the feels might be. And then from here, you can stay here if you would like, or we'll take a little twist. So bring your right fingertips down and then begin to rotate as you extend your left arm up. So this is stage one. Stay here. Keep reaching up through the left fingers, drawing up through your crown of your head. Or stage two, you bring the back of the hand onto the lower back. Keep pulling the left shoulder blade back. Stage three, take a bind by bending the right elbow and seeing if you can reach for the fingertips, clasping, once again focusing on drawing the left shoulder blade back. Stay here just for a few breaths. Then slowly release. Bring your hands forward. Find your Kali Mudra. So direct energy, so pointer fingers extend while the rest of the fingers interlace. Take the arms overhead, reach up through the crown of your head, and then begin to rise. Bring your feet in towards each other, and bring your hands into a prayer position back towards your heart. Then from here, lean into the left foot as you draw the right knee up towards your chest. Hinge at your hips. And we're going to line as we transition. So begin to extend your right foot towards the back of your mat. We're going to come into our warrior two. So drop your back foot so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. And that your front heel is in line with your back arch. Extend your arms out, reach through the fingertips, and then take your eye gaze over the middle finger. Find some few steady, even breaths. Feeling the strength and the grounding of your warrior pose. Then on your next breath, reverse your warrior. Bring your back palm onto your thigh as you reach your left arm overhead. Then from here, nice and slow, begin to hinge forward. We find our extended side angle. So you can bring your left hand onto a block or onto the floor. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Take your eye gaze up. Connect to your breath. And if you want to take a bind, you can do so. So there's two options. You bring your right hand onto the top part of your left thigh, or you bend into the left elbow. And once again, we find that interlacing. Keep drawing your right shoulder blade back, feeling the rotation of the spine as you take your eye gaze up. Keep connecting to a nice, steady, even breath, feeling the strength of your legs. Then slowly release. Use your arms to come up. Find your warrior two. Then begin to pivot your right toes just to the back corner of your mat. Bring your hands in front of your heart, and we come down into our Skandasana. So you can bring your hands down onto the mat if you want, or onto the floor, or you can bring your hands in front of your heart. Just find what works for you. Keep grounding down through your feet as you continue to draw up. So as much as we sink into the hips, we find the strength and activation of our legs to draw us up. Find that nice, steady, even breath. Then bring your hands onto the mat. Draw your hips up. Pivot your feet so they're parallel to the short edge of the mat. We come into a wide-legged forward fold. Drop the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, fold. Two more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Then from here, bring your right hand in front of your face on the floor. If you need to, you can also bring a block. If you need that extra height, begin to rotate your left arm up towards the ceiling, eye gaze goes up. And then as you exhale, left hand comes down. And then inhale, right arm goes up. And then nice and slow, bring both your hands down. And this time you're just gonna pivot your right toes towards the back of your mat. You're gonna walk your hands to frame that front foot as you come into the heel, so the ball of the back foot. So now we're facing the back of the mat. Just a little journey around the mat. And then nice and slow, step your front foot, your left foot to meet your front foot. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. And then as you exhale, fold over the thigh. Then from here, inhale, sweep your arms up. Take your eye gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands in front of your heart. Just close your eyes and tune into the body and into the breath. Then from here, take an inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips as you your fingertips come down, crown of the head comes down. Then begin to walk your feet out wide, toes point out, heels point in, and begin to sink down into your yogi squat. If you find that your heels are lifted, take your feet out wider. See if you can sink the tailbone down, but continue to reach the crown of your head up. Push your elbows into your knees, knees into your elbows, and then push your hands into one another. Feel the strength and the grounding here. It's a really great pose for digestion, for getting things moving. It's also great to get into the hip space. So wherever you're at, however it feels, just take a mindful breath and just notice the energy. Then slowly bring your left fingertips down. If you did it on the other side, take your bind or your twist. So right arm goes up. This is stage 1. Stage 2 is bringing the back of the right palm onto the lower back. Stage 3 is bending the left elbow and reaching the fingertips towards each other. Wherever you're at, keep drawing your right shoulder blade back and keep drawing up through the crown of your head. Then slowly unwind, come back through center, interlace your hands. Find your Kali Mudra, so point your index finger down. Feel the energy as it comes shooting out of your fingers, and then slowly extend your arms overhead. Keep lifting up through the crown of your head and your heart, and then push into your feet as you slowly begin to rise. Bring your hands into a prayer position in front of your heart and walk your feet back in. Take a moment here. Then slowly lean to the right side. Begin to draw your left knee in towards your chest. Hinges at your hips. And we're going to take this transition slow. So we know we're moving to our warrior 2. So you're going to align as you move, knowing that your back foot wants to be parallel to the short edge of the mat, that your front heel wants to be in line with your back arch, and that your arm's going to extend out nice and wide. Take your eye gaze over your middle finger. Keep bending into the front knee, and just feel the connection to the earth as you ground down through your feet. And slowly we're going to reverse our warrior. Bring your back palm onto your back thigh. Take your front palm overhead. Then nice and slow we find our extended side angle. So this is the option where you can come place a block under your hand, or you bring your hand all the way onto the floor, extending the left arm up. See if you can rotate your bottom ribs. So focusing on drawing these ribs up as you continue to extend through the left hand. So you stay here. If you want to take the next option, you bring the back of the left palm onto your lower back. Or if you want to take your full bind, you bend your right elbow, reach for the fingertips. Keep pulling the left shoulder blade back as you rotate your heart up towards the ceiling. Then nice and slow, right hand comes down. Use your left arm to draw you up. Find your warrior 2 pose. Then from here, you're going to point your left toes to the corner, back corner, or now the front of your mat, and we come down into our Skandasana. So you come onto the heel of the right foot as you flex your toes towards the ceiling. Your hands can be on the floor,
or in front of your heart in a prayer position. If you find that you're quite high up, it's also okay. Just find the depth that works for you wherever you are. Focus to push down, but as much as you push down, draw up through the crown of your head. Find a few steady, even breaths. Just connecting to your energy. And then slowly bring your hands onto the floor if they're not already. Lift your hips up. Align your feet so they're parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bring your hands underneath your face. Take an inhale, lengthen your spine as you draw the crown of your head forward. And then as you exhale, fold. Keep a little micro bend in your knees, draw your hips up towards the ceiling. 2 more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And last, exhale. Then from here, bring the left hand on the floor in front of your face. If you need the block to place it down, you can do so. Begin to rotate the right hand up towards the ceiling. Eye gaze goes up. Then nice and slow, right hand comes down. Take it to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, left hand comes down. Then begin to walk your hands back towards the top of your mat. Pivot your front foot so it points towards the top and come onto the ball of the back foot. Then step your back foot to meet your front. Inhale into your flat back. And then exhale, fold. Then nice and slow, begin to bend into your knees. And we're going to sink all the way down onto our sit bones. From here, extend your legs out nice and wide. We come into a seated twist. So keep your right leg bent, extended, sorry. Begin to bend your left knee. So you can either have the left foot on the inside of the right knee, or if you want to take it a little deeper, you can bring the left foot to the outer edge of the right knee. If you're wherever you are, begin to wrap your right arm around your left knee and pull the knee in towards the chest. Keep reaching up through the crown of your head, and then begin to lengthen your left arm up towards the ceiling. So find length through the spine first, and then as you exhale, bring your hands behind you, your left fingers, and then take your eye gaze over your shoulder. See if you can keep that integrity through the spine by drawing up through the crown. Find those nice, steady, even breaths. Take one last inhale. And then as you exhale, come all the way back through center. Take it to the other side, so extend the left leg out. Bend the right knee so the foot can come to the inner edge of the left knee, or you can place it to the outer edge of the left knee. Wrap your left arm around your knee as you draw it nice and close in towards the body. Keep reaching up through the crown of your head as you extend your right arm up. So once again, we find this length through our spine. And then begin to rotate as you bring your right fingers behind you, and find that action of drawing your right shoulder blade back. Keep connecting to a nice, steady, even breath. Just using your breath to provide a gentle internal massage to all of your insides. Slowly come back through center. Then from here, we're going to extend the legs out. Just point and flex the feet just a couple of times. And then bring the soles of the feet together. We're going to take this diamond variation. So make sure that your feet are quite far forward. So this is less about getting into the hips. So just make sure that your feet are forward, creating a bit of space, and then bring your hands onto your ankles. Take an inhale as you lengthen up through the crown of your head and puff your heart up as you draw it up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, just begin to fold. Find the depth that works for you. And if you have a block and it's available to you or comfortable for you, you can maybe bring your block onto your feet. Stack
to rest your head on. If you don't have any props, that's okay. You can just allow your head to drop as you draw your chin towards your chest. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here as we begin to wind down. I want you to focus on this deep, rich breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Seeing if you can continue to slow the breath down with the intention that every inhale that you bring into the body brings about vitality and new and fresh energy. And with every exhale that you release, moving any stagnant energy that you no longer require. So this practice of cleansing and releasing can be something as simple as using the breath. Using this breath to invoke and stir about our prana, our life force. So while we remain here for a couple more breaths, allow them to be full with intention and compassion and awareness. And nice and slow, let's take one last deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, slowly come out of the pose, taking your time, being mindful of the movement, no need to rush. Just bring your hands behind you with your fingertips pointing towards you, and just take your feet to the edges of your mat with your knees bent, and then just drop your knees over to one side and then the other, just getting a little bit of energy moving through the hip space. So if you feel called to do so, and I always encourage it, you can take a shavasana here, just laying down on the back and maybe focusing on taking 10 deep, rich, full breaths. But if you would like, we can also end the class here. So just come into a seated position with your legs crossed. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes. Feel a little pressure as you push your hands into one another, and we're just going to end this class with 3 deep cleansing breath cycles. So I want you to make these breaths really intentional. The focus is bringing new energy in as you inhale, and as you exhale, releasing anything that doesn't serve you in this moment. So when you're ready, together, take a nice long inhale through the nose. Exhale to release. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh to release. Last one. Big, deep, full inhale. Big, juicy exhale. You can slowly begin to open your eyes. And you can release your hands. I hope that you enjoyed this little flow today. Please be sure to let me know how you go. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you and namaste.